Finding out about a sequel to one of your favorite horror films only a month before its theatrical debut got me both excited and nervous. Does the sequel carry on the torch of the original, or is its silent arrival a bad omen? Eight years after the events of the original movie, we pick things up with the blind man and his adopted daughter, Phoenix. He has been training her in the art of survival, and when a new crop of intruders come into their home, they'll have to use those skills to defend themselves. The motivation for their intruders may not be everything they appear, as secrets from the past come to light. The film does a good job at making a unique and nearly standalone film. It was refreshing to not have a carbon copy horror sequel for a change, while still getting some elements that made the first film so stressfully enjoyable. Stephen Lang as the blind man is still phenomenal casting, and his performance is on par with the previous film. We add to the fold young actress Madeline Grace, who plays the blind man's adopted daughter, and she gives an exceptionally well done performance. The plot, much like the previous film, has its own set of twists and turns that for the most part worked pretty well for me. I think a lot of credit has to go to the writers, but they also have some issues that are hard to ignore. If you haven't seen the first film, you know that the blind man is not a good dude. While I won't specifically mention what he did, I would just say to go see the first one and know that this guy did some horrific stuff. That said, we're pretty much forced to root for him to save the day, and that comes with a lot of problems. While I think the writers came up with a great premise for a second film, they boxed themselves into making the character our protagonist. While something like this has worked before, just go see Terminator's flip from antagonist to protagonist in Terminator 2. It just doesn't work here. What stinks is that while I did like this film, I almost wonder if it should have been made at all. Honestly, it could have worked a whole lot better if it wasn't even related to the previous film. Despite some major ethical issues I have in rooting for this particular character, I still think this film is worth checking out. The blind man is a complex character, but as good as I think the writing is on the film, I feel like they took an unnecessary gamble in making us root for this guy. There's a way to turn an antagonist into a protagonist, but I think that's the one big thing they screwed up in this film. I'm going to give it a B-. Honestly, there are plenty of elements to this film that make it a worthy successor to the original. Unfortunately, it was a big swing and miss in terms of forcing us as an audience to root for the previous film's villain. In the end, it always comes down to personal perception and taste, and the decision bothers me, and I could honestly understand and expect others to feel the same way. But I won't set fire to the whole film for one mishandled aspect. Did you guys get a chance to see Don't Breathe 2? If so, what'd you think? If not, is it even on your radar? Leave your comments below. If you enjoyed the review, leave a like, subscribe, and share with your friends for future and other fun videos. Until the next one, I'll be seeing you.